Pip, not wanting to waste any time, beats Hoofback into Suttonshaw and breaks into the Grand Arcane Library. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away, the rest of the good boys confront the blacksmith in an unconventional way as Chad lizard crawls into an armory and finds an exceptionally ornate heavy crossbow behind a locked cage. That's everyone done with. Ready to roll over and die. Right, so straight into the thick of things. There is a klaxon going off currently. Chad, you are wrestling, trying to get this ornate crossbow out of its caged home, whilst everybody else, you're in the main room that's got an oculus in it, where you started. The blacksmith, the female dwarf brandishing the branding iron, looks about nervously. Doesn't know whether to confront you guys or to run towards where Chad is currently looting the armory. As at that point as well that you hear footsteps running from the fourth and only passageway that you have not been down yet. What do you do?
Question Josh in his background.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just trying to.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Oh, you did look pretty badass with that eye tackle.
Yeah.
I look like Mike Tyson.
So
Exactly like Mike Tyson.
I'm still caught in the webbing thing on the floor, right?
Correct. Yeah. Parter's managed to slither free. Chad's wrestling with a crossbow. And then Aya's kind of having a Barney with her current summoned mount.
Well, I'd still like to get to that crossbow.
Okay. So I believe
Personally.
you forced the bars somewhat, but not quite enough to release it. I need you to do another athletics check for me, please.
Certainly.
You are currently oblivious to the klaxon going off, or any of these footsteps being heard in the other chamber.
So on D&D Beyond, I have a green A next to my athletics. What does that mean?
It means you have advantage because you are a buffman.
Well, I've already got a 21, so
Dang.
let's do that again.
See if you can crit.
And I got a natural 1 on the second one, so good thing I have advantage. It's 21.
Amazing. So yes, with 21, it's more than enough that you need to force the rest of the bars out of place. Reaching your clawed hand in, not having to worry about arm blades at this point. You are still completely armless and armorless, except now that you do have a repeating crossbow in your hands. If you look on a character sheet, you'll be able to see the item there available, ready to use right now.
I found it. I'm ready to use it.
Yes.
So I know this was the coolest, neatest item in the armory. I know that everybody else doesn't have their things either. Can I grab a handful of other things to give to my friends to fight off
absolutely.
dwarves?
You can grab an armful. Either you can stalk around and grab things quite carefully and well thought out, or you can just run back into the room and randomly grab things on the way past. What would you like to do?
I feel like everybody needs help sooner rather than later, so I am going to just grab a handful of weapons and hope that I don't stab
Random
myself.
things. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, you run past and you just scoop up an armful of weapons as you run out. Whilst Chad is still wrestling with the cage at this point, yes, you all hear the sounds of heavy footfall coming from the west chamber.
I'm gentle car. You know how I kind of helped you out of cell? Can you kind of help me up?
Of course, yes. He kneels down next to you and trying to prise your arms out of the cocooned webbing that came from Pret. Why don't you do a athletics check with advantage for me, please?
Well, yes, if I will.
Why, yes.
So either 16 or 2. 16.
16 is enough to break free. You wanted it, and Jintakar helps you out. And yeah, within a few seconds, you've broken out the cocoon. Still covered in webbing, but you're fine.
You're like a butterfly.
Yeah. You've hatched out, but as Mike. Oh yeah, are you still your 7-year-old self?
Yeah, I am a 7-year-old girl
Okay, cool.
that likes to say, "Cool, governor."
Bye me, governor. So that leaves Aya and Parter. What are you two doing?
I would like to telepathically reassure my spider friend that there is like a all-you-can-eat buffet coming,
Mhm.
as long as he remembers who to eat and who not to eat.
His two front forelegs give a non-committal kind of the best shrug a spider can do, and then because it is massive,
What does a spider shrug look like?
it's because of the way that it doesn't have shoulders that are higher than its elbows, effectively. So it kind of shrugs with its elbows.
Okay.
Like that. And because it's so massive, it can just use its legs instead of climbing up the wall. It rears up on its hind legs, and with its forelegs, clings onto the ceiling and just pulls its massive weight up. And now it's upside down, crawling around on the underside of the oculus towards the
That's
west.
what I said. Okay.
Yeah, so it's now crawling towards the west entrance.
Doing it, but with a lot of extra sass.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
You've created a very sassy mount. What?
Add it to the t-shirt list.
That's it now.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Do
I'm
that
glad it
with
listened in a fashion.
Yeah. And that leaves Parter. What are you up to?
I'm definitely very unsure and very uncertain of this mount of whatever you're calling him.
You just left me.
I was going to say I'm just trying to picture where I am in comparison to everything else.
You're just kind of standing in the middle of the room. You've reverted back to Parter form.
And the spider's above me now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm
Just clung to the ceiling.
absolutely going to be panicking. I'll be like, oh my god! Hey, why do you have to get these ugly little creatures, giant? Why do you have to bring them here? And then I'm going to quickly run to the side of the wall, away from the spider.
Mhm.
I'm just going to go in a random direction though.
Okay. Well, I mean, the furthest away you can get from the spider is going towards the forge, which is the opposite direction where you can hear the footfall.
Actually, yes. No. I'm going to go back towards the forge because I recognise the symbols, and I want to go and have an investigation.
Cool.
Of that.
Yeah,
And I'm going to
that's
I'm going to shout at Mike on the way. Be like, Mike, I think you need to come with me. I've seen something. I really, really think we need to go check it out.
Out of character. Are
Yes.
we following the storyline, Governor?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Are we actually doing it? Okay. So I'm going to be like, I really need some help, and I really need it to be you.
So you grab hold of Mike and you shuffle her
I'm not even
into the
shuffling her up.
forge.
She's a
Just
little
pick her up.
7-year-old kid, right?
Yeah, and you're quite strong.
And I'm going to just pick her up.
Okay,
I'm
you
going
pick her up like a
no funny
feline.
business this time.
A feline would pick up one of its kittens in its maw, and you just trot off into the forge. Why don't you roll an investigation check?
Okay. Where's my D20 gun?
I can't answer that.
That's what all the question marks are for, right?
Yeah.
I've got no idea what I'm doing.
Business as usual.
Investigation. Oh, 7.
7. So you run in there.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You don't garner any additional information, but you do remember where the bowl was with all of the necklaces and branding irons are, and you can kind of just point it out to Mike. But you're oblivious to everything else.
Just pointing. Like,
yeah.
There's got to be some connection here. There's got to be.
Can I investigate?
Yeah, sure. You can roll an investigation check. Why not? It's your
8.
birthday. Okay, 8. You kind of go up to it. You do realise that they are a collection. There's maybe about a dozen or so of these objects in this bowl. And they are of similar design. They're all either necklaces, like yours, or they are branding irons, which is what the dwarf is currently wielding. And they are all these 3 hollowed out triangles.
Oh, is the dwarf in there?
Nope. Dwarf
As
is
I
not
say,
here.
she's standing outside.
Correct.
She's with.
Yeah.
Where they are.
Yeah, with Aya, Pret, Jantakar, and the rest of them.
Cool.
What was she doing? Did she look like she was shocked, or what was she doing just outside?
She was threatening Chad. Chad scuttled off into the armory. She was quite confused by this, turned on the rest of you. Then before anyone could do anything, That was when Chad started the alarm off.
Okay.
Now, currently, she's kind of edging her way over towards the door, the west entrance where the footfalls are coming from, but being careful to avoid the spider on the roof.
Okay. Are we sensing anything? Is anything happening with this necklace that is attached to both of us?
No, nothing. It's not like it hasn't been activated. It's not like
So if we pick up the bits of
burning.
metal and like touch it, it's not doing anything.
Are you picking up extra ones?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I am, because I've got no idea what's happening.
Necklaces or branding irons, or you don't mind? Which one?
Honest.
Bit of both.
They're both. Yeah, you pick up a handful of them. They feel heavier than they look. Like they're made of very dense metal. They're very, very cold as well. And as you kind of roll them around in your hand, nothing happens. And
Can I take a branding iron?
Yeah, you've got a branding iron. Yeah, no problem. So, back in the main hall, the dwarf shouts down the corridor, "Hey, I think we got ourselves some thieves, and also the prisoners. They've escaped." And you can hear shouts coming from down the corridor. And before you can do anything else, in bust 3 dwarves and 2 Goliaths, all brandishing weapons, all looking for a fight. They are cautious, though, because the dwarf that's currently in there warned them of the spider that's hanging from the ceiling. They all look around, spot that you're out of your cells, and they run over towards you. I'd like you all to roll initiative, please.
Gulp.
Bearing in mind, you don't have any of your armor or any of your weapons.
Yay.
I've got throwing stars though.
Wait, what? Why? Oh, with necklaces, yeah.
Do you want me to roll for a prep, Tim, or?
Please.
Okay. I'm going to go off the general giant spider stats, but if there's any like weird deformities that change that, let me know.
There's no dex modifiers. Yeah, either plus or minus. So you're 5. Okay. Okie dokie.
Stupid question, Tim, but I've never rolled initiative for my pooch.
That's because it goes on your initiative.
Okay, cool.
Unlike
What about your pooch?
unlike Aya's, which has its own initiative, yours operates on your own.
Okay.
Okay, so Mike, what do you get?
14.
14. Parter, what do you get?
5.
5. Chad?
21.
21. Aya?
Ooh.
Aya 12 and prep 3.
And then I'm just going to put Relentless and Regina and the Pirate Friends all on the same one.
Especially room with us. What on earth are they thinking?
They've remained silent partners currently. But yeah, they are questioning why the fuck they're hanging around with you guys. Okay. And then these guys have this. Yeah. Okay, first up is Chad.
Oh. So can I see, I know Aya and the spider are still in the main oculus room. Can I see that Mike and Potter are down one of the other corridors?
You probably enter the main chamber at about the same time that they leave and go into the forge. You can't see them while they're in the forge, but you know they've headed in there.
To get over there, would I imagine that there are things in my way?
No,
Like
it's an empty
Goliaths
room.
and dwarves?
Oh, no. So if you think about it, you're in the top room.
Yep.
They, if you're looking at me here, they're in like the right-hand room.
Mhm.
Everybody else is coming from the left-hand room, and the bottom room is the dungeon.
Okay.
So there's no one in your way currently. You can just you got a straight shot if you want to go straight to the forge.
I would like to go straight over to the forge. How many weapons was I able to grab?
Why don't you roll a d8, and you can tell me how many you picked.
Don't mind if I do. Oh shit, 2.
You grabbed up to 8, and as you're running, they just kind of slipped out of your grasp. and onto the floor. You're still quite wet with the swamp water from downstairs. There may be some blood.
Swamp water. Okay.
Yeah, from the dungeon down below.
Not mountain water.
Not mountain water.
Interesting.
Well, there's all standing
Interesting.
water. So it's quite swamp-like.
Okay. Then I'm going to... I think Aya can handle herself in this Oculus. So I don't... I feel like the 7-year-old and Potter probably need weapons.
Okay.
More than Aya.
It's your decision to
to
make.
guess.
I'm in you.
Are you okay with that? I don't
Yeah,
want
I'm
you
okay with that.
to take that as a personal offense. So
Don't
gonna
worry, I
run-
won't set my spider on you or anything.
yeah, gotta get by the spider. I'm gonna run over to Potter and Mike and yell at Aya on the way. Come check out my cool crossbow.
I don't want to know what that means. Keep running.
It's super cool.
And you can see something slung over his shoulder that's like glinting in the cool blue reflected sunlight that's coming through the Oculus.
Whenever you want to.
Keep going, more adjectives.
As he runs and as he turns away from you and runs into the other room, you can see that he's got this giant crossbow on his back.
Okay, I'll worry about that later.
Yeah, you probably need to.
Yeah,
Somehow, like you as a player, not just your characters, but you as a player, always seem to get just a whole armful of really rare magic items. You don't even go looking for them. You just
Find them.
bumble your way into finding all of these super rare artifacts.
I know Ellie's the story about the sun sword.
Yeah, let's not bring that up now. It's very nasty.
It'll come in handy, I swear.
Yeah, if you ever use
Even
them.
though I keep forgetting about it.
Yeah.
Um,
You've got like
yeah, I don't.
tens of thousands of gold's worth of magical items. You're like, I don't know. Probably left
It's
it in a pub
somewhere.
somewhere.
It's in that big bag. I guess we're in initiative. I didn't want to start a fight, but I feel like we're in initiative, so the fight's going to come to us either way.
You could
Sure. I mean,
talk to
you did just instigate a prison break.
Well, we shouldn't have been in prison in the first place. Whose fault is that?
How do you know that?
Well, I wouldn't have put us in prison.
didn't.
many people would have. Very nice.
Whose side are you on, Pip?
Anyway,
Anyways,
yes.
can I see the main female dwarf?
Yeah.
I feel like if I just randomly shot her, that would be a little bit unnecessary. And if I bit her shoulder off, then I really wouldn't be welcome back in this dwarven house. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to run and find Potter and Mike, give them the 2 weapons that I was able to hold on to.
Yep.
Apologize to Aya that I am swampy slippery and dropped the other weapons. And basically just prepare myself for find a good spot to hold my new crossbow.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem at all. You can and have done such.
Good thing I was very quick in describing all of that. I'm sorry.
Indeed. Yeah, the faster you can describe things, the more I'll let you do.
Sorry.
That's not true. So the next one on initiative is these mysterious footsteps you hear from the western corridor. They soon reveal themselves to the cool ice-reflected light coming through the Oculus. They are, as I said before, a collection of dwarves and Goliaths, all wrapped up in warm winter wear, and they are all brandishing weapons. They
How
clock.
many?
Sorry?
How many? Sorry.
There are 3 dwarfs and 2 Goliaths, so 5 in total.
Did I have prepared an action, or was that all one action?
To get from where you were to double move all the way across the room, to
Okay.
get into the forge, to talk to these guys, to hand the weapons off, and to get back. That's what everything. Yeah, you can
Just
probably do
making
in
sure I
6
wasn't going to immediately regret my long talking.
no, I think that's reasonable. The reasonable amount of actions. Yes. So the female dwarf that's currently in the room points the rest of you out. She goes, "Yeah, they're the ones. Get them. They've broken out. They've been threatening everybody."
You threatened anyone?
You did
Yeah,
like the giant spider that ate their friends.
Not.
did.
He's not anyone yet.
Yeah.
That wasn't already dead.
True.
If they're not alive.
Okay.
Mostly, it's also because Chad is currently like taking a knee in the gateway for the forge, pointing this giant crossbow at the oncoming people. So he has got it
Yeah,
trained
that'll
on
do
them.
it. Yeah.
Just prepared,
Yes.
like I always am.
So they burst out and start flanking around the room. They start like peeling around. And I'm going to say it's random who they come to first, except it's not going to be Chad. It's not going to be Mike, and it's not going to be Parter. But it is very random.
Feels random.
No, to be fair, there is Relentless Regina. There is
I forgot again that they were there.
Krusty. There's another pirate in there as well, and there's the spider. So there's a 1 in 6 chance. Gentle Calf. So there's actually multiple targets. I'm going to say, AO, you're 1, your spider's 2, and everybody else's numbers after that. Oh, 2. What did I say? Oh, it was a spider. So they are all going to, it probably makes a lot of sense, gang up on this massive spider that's clinging to the ceiling.
So short-lived.
He's just been born.
Yeah,
He's a
just been
baby.
born, immediately he's going to
They
suffer.
get less and less time with them every time.
Yeah. Fortunately, the glass are very tall though. The glass are going to try and jump and swing
Do you
their
come up with a paper in a cup?
great axe. Yeah, we're going to spray them with water. No, it's a cat. That just wouldn't work.
You
Maybe it'll
train
freeze
your
them in place.
spiders.
Yeah, spray them with water, and then they're happy. They've had a little shower. That's how we develop a rapport. The spiders are good. Anyway, the 2 Goliaths will try and jump up and swing their battle axes. That will definitely hit. That's a 19 and a 2, so that will not hit. So one of the... Actually, I'm going to say the disadvantage because I've got to jump up. I'm going to say that first one misses. That'll hit. 10 plus 4. 14, AC 14 for the giant spider.
He is 14.
It is 14, perfect. So it takes 9 points of damage, slashing damage, as it embeds this oversized battle axe into its thorax. And like this it retracts it out, and it's coated with this thick, like yellow, like pus that comes from the inside of the spider. And the rest of the dwarves, at least the other 3, are going to take their heavy crossbows, train it on the spider, and loose some bolts. So AC 16, AC 21, AC 14. So they all hit. So it takes a further 18 points of damage. 18? Yes, 18.
5 correct.
It only has 17 hit points left. So does it disappear, or is it unconscious?
Oh, has it got left? Or is it dead?
It's got 7. Yeah, as in like it's gotten some hit points.
It disappears. So as the last bolt, you really are getting this time. As the last bolt hits it, instead of it doing the thing that spiders do, which is fall down, they all curl up with their legs. It looks as if it's just been burnt from the inside out and turned into an ashen form of itself, and just kind of blows away in the wind.
Like Voldemort.
Yeah.
What happens to all the web?
All the webs stay in place.
Oh.
We can use that.
Oh.
You think being sort of an organic product, it probably will dissolve over time.
Well, that was tragic.
I never got to meet him.
No,
You never will.
Really fast.
Mike, you're up. So you've just been thrust into your hands. You've had a short sword given to you by Chad.
I'm really sorry if you've already said this, but in the room that we're in,
Yeah, in the forge.
can people that are where all the dwarves are and everything, can they see into the forge?
They can. There is a space. There are places in the forge where you can go and hide that will not have direct line of sight.
I want to change into the female dwarf.
Okay. You can certainly do that. I mean, you can just pop around the back of the forge to do a big, because it's a circular forge in the center of the room. So if you just do a circuit, come back and looking like the female dwarf, that's not a problem.
I am going to do that.
What if you changed into the guy that Tim had me sexually kill?
I didn't.
And say, I let all the prisoners go. Sorry, this is totally out of character, but say, I let all the prisoners go because they're totally cool.
Sounds legit.
And good guy. No, okay. All right.
I'm
Well,
holding a branding iron. I've got it in my head. I'm gonna.
sure, do it. Yeah, it was just. Never mind.
Just food for
Okay.
thought.
Very
Um,
tired.
So you have in your possession now a short sword in one hand and a branding iron in the other.
Yeah. And I'm going for a calico
Stabby, stabby,
around the
burn.
forge.
Okay.
And I am the dwarven lady.
Okay. What do you do now? You're a dwarven lady.
I walk towards the other dwarves, and
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what accent you gave her. What accent did you give her?
Oh, like a wee high-pitched Glaswegian accent.
Oh.
I think Mr. Doubtfire.
Hello there. Damn it! Why didn't you do this character?
I was actually planning on shapeshifting.
I can. I'm happy if you want to do the impression. I won't make you roll a deception check, or you can forego the impression and do a deception check to try and mimic. Actually, not a deception check, a performance check to mimic the other dwarf's accent.
If I do the accent.
If you do the accent, you'll just do it.
Pressure's on.
If you don't want to do the accent, you have to roll. Forced role playing.
Okay, I'm really sorry to any Glaswegians because I don't know the difference between that. That's quite a shock. But I'm running towards them, going, "Ah, no!"
Okay.
That's all I can do. There's been a murder. No, I'm kidding.
Cool.
I'm trying to tell them that these creeps have escaped, and we need to tie them up. We're not going to kill them. We need to tie them up, and I want to make it known that I've seen my the real one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ah, no.
So there is one further detail. Now that you've done this, you've run into the room, you've said the piece, you've pointed at her, saying that, indicating that she's an imposter. Can you read to me the description of your change appearance ability as a shapeshifter?
Oh, you know.
What are the specifics?
Tim, why are you doing this to me?
Because there's one. Go on, sorry.
As an action, you can change your appearance and your voice.
Yep.
You determine the specifics of the changes, including coloration, hair length, blah, 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 sex, height, weight. You can make yourself appear as a member of another race, though none of your game statistics change. You can't duplicate the appearance of a creature you've never seen. I've seen that. And you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Your clothing and equipment aren't changed by this trait.
That's what I was thinking of. So you run back in as the dwarf, but in your skivvies. But she's got a full accoutrement of like forge equipment on.
Imposter.
Cool. That's just going to set the DC slightly higher or lower, depending on if you could make it look like you're wearing clothes or not. Perfect. Right. That's we'll find out exactly how that deception turned out.
Josh, you need
when it
to
gets
run
back
up
round.
Going, help is on the way.
Aya. Now that's transpired. What's your plan?
Okay. Just, I'm sorry to be mad, but what is our game plan here? Are we trying to kill them, or are we trying to trick them?
No, I don't think we need to kill them. I think we need to. Well, I don't know if we're going to shoot them that we're good guys.
We need to know where we are as well.
We need to find out. Yeah, we should not kill. We can kill some, but
Let's kill the Goliaths.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just gonna...
Why?
Because they're bigger.
Oddly specific.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just try and intimidate them. Who is any one of my friends close to me, or is it just the incoming horde of enemies?
So it's all the pirates. It's Jantakar and you.
Okay, I'm gonna use my. Are the enemies within 10 feet of me?
I'm gonna say like a couple of them are. Yeah, the glass specifically are.
I'm gonna walk towards them so that the majority of them at least are.
Okay.
And use my necrotic shroud. In which case, anyone within 10 feet of me at that point has to make a charisma saving throw.
Nice.
DC 16 or
16.
be frightened until the next turn.
Okay. Let's find out. There's 5 of them. Well, 6 of them, including the female dwarf. Failed. Failed. Passed. Failed. 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 So one of them passed.
Nice.
The other 5 failed. So you see like fear wash over the 2 Goliaths, 2 of the dwarves in that rank, and the other female dwarf, and they all go wide-eyed as your visage turns into this necrotic, sort of demon-esque angel form. Smoke pouring off of you, off your eyes, off the wings, and they all start backing up slowly. Apart from one of them stands their ground.
Kill him.
Indeed. And with that, it's the pirate's turn. Not having discussed your plan or anything, in character, out loud, they don't know what's going on. They just see violence. They're just going to jump right in and start attacking. So Relentless will go first, and she's going to cast. She's going to grab one of them with a mechanical claw. Yep, she grabs one of the Goliaths around the neck with a mechanical claw and starts choking it out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, doing 9 points of damage to G1.
G1.
What's his
Oh.
name?
His name is Edrock Bornshatter Valmentia L.
Of course.
That seems excessive.
Not that you would know.
Jim Jam.
Jemima Jam?
Jim. There's Edrock Bornshatter Valmentia L.
Jordana Janji.
Jordana Janji. Okay, cool. That was that. And then it's going to be Regina. She's still got a few things up her sleeve. She's innate. That's a shame. She doesn't have any of her. All right. She's going to, like, her hair starts blowing as if in a gale, but from out of nowhere. And she slightly raises up off the floor. And as that happens, this miniature tornado starts forming in the oculus itself. It starts whipping. You can see all the snow being violently whipped around. It's echoing in this oculus as well. This happens within a couple of seconds. She thrusts her right hand out towards the rest of the Goliaths and the dwarfs. And as it does this, the tornado just follows the path of her arm and slams into all of them, knocking them all back. So, gusts, picks, strong wind. So they all start getting pushed back further down the tunnel. She doesn't. I suppose actually Relentless would also go with them as well. She's pushing them all down back towards the tunnel. And then the other 2 pirates that are there don't do anything because they don't want to get in the way of this like wind tunnel effect that's going on. And then it's Parter. You're up.
All right.
What did Gentle Car do? Sorry. What did Gentle Car do? What did my friend do?
He doesn't know what's going on, so he's just like hanging back. He's just kind of slunk into the corner.
Okay. Sorry, Potter.
Sounds like him.
Sorry.
He's a slinker.
He's a little cheeky slinker. That's why he survived. I see Mike running away and shapeshift him. I just assume that's what we're meant to do. I'm gonna pocket the star things.
Okay.
So they're in pocket. I'll come back to them later.
So the necklaces.
And I'm gonna shapeshift. I'm gonna disguise myself as exactly the same dwarf.
Okay.
Like,
when you do that,
oh no! What are we doing?
what spell are you using
really
for that?
bad. Disguise self.
And what's that got to do with regards to clothing?
You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell
There you go.
ends.
So, do you want to look like a fully armed?
How tall am I?
You're 7 foot something.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna make myself look like the official dwarf, not like Mike.
Okay.
but
The
the
official
problem is I can only seem 1 foot shorter.
So you're a 6-foot dwarf,
I'm a 6 I'm a complete replica,
but giant.
But I'm 6 foot.
Dwarves are renowned for being relatively stocky. They're almost as wide as they are tall. So you end up looking like this absolute hulking
Walking on your knees.
shithouse.
Put your shoes where your knees are.
Yeah.
Classic.
What are we
So
doing
dumb.
here?
So you just lumber in looking like a 6'6" tall giant dwarf. Like almost as tall as the Goliath.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite frightening. Why don't you roll a performance check? I think that's required at this point.
Absolutely. Oh, what weapon did I get, by the way?
Oh, right. You got a spear.
Is it a
Performance.
dwarf-sized spear?
It's now a toothpick size spear.
I was gonna
No,
say, is
just
it
a-
like this now?
Yeah. It's a 6 foot tall spear.
6.
14 plus 15.
15, okay. Not a lot of people notice you because it's kind of like being forced, A, being terrified by air, and B, being like wind tunneled back through this. But you do see like a couple of them clock this giant dwarf lumbering through the main room and furrow their brows. But then they go back to like doing the mime effect of being blown back. Their beards are being whipped over their shoulder. Streams of tears are coming out the sides of their eyes. They're being buffeted by this gale force wind.
Oh, you better be scared. Thinking that that's all down to me.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking over at Mike going,
Yeah. I'm just going to delete Pret from the initiative order.
Oh no.
bye, Pret. We're running out of coffee shops.
Although the ash is being blown straight into their faces.
Good.
So they're covered in like just spider dust. We're back to the top with Chad. What are you up to? Lots happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened. So now there's 3 dwarves, and I can't tell which one is which, clearly.
Oh, technically there is 6 dwarves currently.
Oh, I meant the main forge dwarf.
Oh, yes, correct. There's one 6'6" tall version. There's one version in their underwear, and there's the actual version.
I think I figured it out. Do we want to kill all these dwarves and Goliaths that locked us up?
No.
I'm getting mixed messages here.
Relentless just looks over her shoulder and just nods vigorously as she's choking one of the Goliaths out.
Also, they killed my pet, so
Yeah, at least one of them should go.
We need to keep one of them to find out where we are. How do we
And
get
where
out?
our stuff is. Yeah. I don't want to kill all of them. But I am gonna. Sorry, Goliath. G1. What was his name?
Oh, his name is Edrock Bornshatter Valmontier L.
Sorry, Ed.
It was Edrock Bornshatter Valmontier L.
Yeah, Ed's got to go.
Damn it!
you want Ed.
I'm gonna try out my brand new toy.
Okay.
Shoot those goats.
Roll to hit.
Is he a goat?
Yes,
I gotta find it.
I know you don't need a song for it because it's a weapon, but can you make up a song, like a little rhyme for it?
For my crossbow, heavy repeating ram's head.
Yeah.
Your goat gun.
Good gun.
I'll think of it by the next round.
Gun.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Did it misfire?
I rolled the natural 1.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You
I should have come up with this rhyme.
over your shoulder. You go to aim it, and you just pull the trigger, and nothing happens.
A goat comes
You're like,
out.
turns to the goat, leaps out of your arms, and gets sucked up by the tornado and ejected out of the oculus into the snow.
Well, that's not what I thought my cool new weapon would do.
No, there's something about the drum on the top that you haven't loaded. You either haven't like pulled the strings back, or you haven't like loaded the cartridge in properly. You just go click, and nothing happens.
Fuck.
That's it. So
That's all I can
off to the air. You can move if you want to. You can move
No, I'm just gonna pout.
with your lizard lips. Okay. They're going to try and fight against. Well, the one that's being choked out is going to try and resist being choked out.
You win this round, Ed.
So he does. Actually, I'm going to say disadvantage because he is also trying to fight against the wind. Okay, yeah, he does fail. So he doesn't manage to break out of Relentless's grasp with a mechanical claw.
Good.
And the other ones, sorry, do they have a saving throw against your visage, or is it just?
It lasts for 1 minute, or until I end it as a bonus action.
Mhm.
But it doesn't. Oh, until the end of my next turn.
Okay, so it doesn't mean the end of
So
your
once I
next
go,
turn.
it ends. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So only one dwarf will actively try and come closer to you. The rest of them are happy to be blown away because it gets them further away from you. But the one dwarf will like levy his crossbow at Aya's face and take a shot. Get back down below, you foul beastie! Spits, but then the spit goes back into his own face. And he rolls a 8 to hit. Yeah, as the bolt ejects from the heavy crossbow, like the wind takes it and just like completely redirects its course, and it just skitters across the floor and into the corner of the room, ineffectually. And he just starts crying because of the wind in his eyes. Just gets pushed back.
Does.
At
Indeed.
least I'm not crying.
True. Mike, you're up. You're not sure of the effect of your performance because they seem to have bigger troubles going on as you were pretending to be the dwarf. So they suddenly got blown down the corridor, scared by Aya.
Can I whisper in the wind to the people crying and say, "Dry your eyes, mate." I cast Blade Ward.
Okay.
Can I? Is it just on me, or can I do it against, including the people in it?
What does the spell say?
It just says, well, it says you extend your hand and trace this.
It's range area self, so it's just you.
Okay, I cast Blade Ward.
Yep, so you extend your hand, you until the end of the next turn, you have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage. As like these long swords, these ethereal long swords, jut up out of the ground and provide like a sword wall around you temporarily.
Yep.
Groovy. Do you want to move anywhere, or are you happy to stay in the center of the room?
I want to move closer to the OG dwarven lady.
Okay, she's being blown down the corridors currently.
I cannot move closer to her then.
Oh, you can. You can just, as long as you don't enter like the tunnel of wind, you're fine.
No, I just want to be in the spot that she started out in.
Okay, you can do that. Aya, so it's the beginning of your go, so the visage is still going until the end of your go.
Okay, I would like to lightning law, but specifically one of the ones that has been scared.
Okay, you can do that. You can just pick one of the other ones. Roll to hit.
They have to succeed on strength saving throw.
Okay.
And my DC is 16.
Well, they rolled a 16, and they have +3, so they got a 19.
Okay.
So despite how scared they are as you try and lightning lure them around, they're so desperate they are as to not get anywhere near you. They just shrug the lightning lure off.
That's fair. I am pretty scary.
And then you, your disturbing visage then retreats back into you. Your eyes stop smoking as heavily. Your wings go back in, and they all start like shaking their heads as if trying to remove a nightmare from their minds. And the Relentless begins choking that guy out again.
Oh, Ed.
Yes, it's indeed Ed. Right, so, excuse me.
Is his last name Lumbergast by chance?
Probably.
No, it's Valmontier L.
Oh, Kilmer.
It's you.
Val Kilmer. I'm just saying like this.
I love you.
Ed
Oh,
Val
wind.
Kilmer.
Yeah.
That's fun fact. That's his actual real name.
Oh, really?
Is it?
Ed Val Kilmer. Yeah,
Oh,
Look it
wow.
up.
I believe you.
Learn something new every day.
Remotely true.
She hasn't got this, she hasn't got that. She can do that, but she doesn't want to do that right now. Okay, she's just going to carry on, giving them the beatdown. She's got advantage on this. Definitely hits. She does another 9 points of damage to Ed. She kind of gets blown down the corridor along with them. Gentakar stays in the shadows. 2 pirates stay by Regina. Regina concentrates on her spell. That's it. Parter, you're up. You're a giant 6'6" dwarf.
I'm going to continue trying to intimidate them. I'm going to point my finger at G1.
Okay.
Ed.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he's been damaged, hasn't he?
He has.
Where's the other one?
And it's kind of in a similar vicinity, about 5 foot off to the person's left. Glimmer.
I'm trying not to get too involved in the hurting. I don't really. I know I want to hurt people, but Parter obviously doesn't.
Okay.
So I'm going to point my finger and cast True Strike.
Okay.
So that I can try and assist my friends, but not technically get involved.
Cool. Sounds good. That just happens on them. Is there a saving throw?
No.
Cool.
So I just point my finger at target in range.
Job done. Chad, you back up.
Do I learn the True Strike? Or does just Potter learn it?
Yeah,
he cast
would I find it out there and then, or not? Or is it on the next go?
True Strike, concentration. You point a finger at target. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first attack. So it's just you.
All right, that's fine.
So I can't pass it over. I can't pass that on.
No, unfortunately not.
I'm gonna try my luck on my cool new toy again.
Okay. You actually you cock the bow, you load the drum in. Everything seems to be A-okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll to hit.
Good luck.
I got an 8
In total?
in total.
Okay. So this thing kicks like a mule. You were not expecting the recoil on this thing, considering it's magical as well. These bolts are oversized bolts as well. And as they eject from the barrel of this ram's head crossbow, they are infused with these motes of green light, and it just spirals off super, super quick, almost as fast as you can track them with your eyes, and you don't know where it's gone. It's like hitting a golf ball into a sandstorm, I guess. It's just gone. You're not sure where it's gone.
Like a bulb in a bush.
Like a bulb in a bush.
Many a time.
That's why you don't play golf in sandstorms, Tim.
Well, now you tell me. I've learned that halfway.
Well, I was really looking forward to this episode to just go shoot everybody with my cool new crossbow, but apparently that's not going to happen.
You've acclimatized to it, though. You know how to load it now. You know how much recoil it's got. Your next shot.
Does he?
I'm just going to spend the next however long pouting again.
I can't believe you got an 8. Surely you roll a 2 or something.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Groovy. So, House of Sin. They are no longer scared. They're going to try and force their way back into the room, but they need to roll against Regina's spell DC, which is this much. It's quite up. It's weirdly high. Nope. That one does. Nope. And no. So one of the glass actually manages to force his way out. It's not Ed, it's the other one.
Red?
Back. Sorry, no, it's the guy's name is Glimmer.
Greg.
Glimmer, Rockslayer, Frenton, Bosvog.
Liam.
Yeah.
Liam, sure. As he busts back into the room, he's actually going to take a swing at Aya.
Just because.
Indeed. Because you frightened him. Made him feel frightened.
Insecurity.
Oh. 10? AC 10?
No, it doesn't hit.
Oh, you haven't got your armor on though, do you?
How
What
much
is
my...
your dexterity modifier?
Tim, you monster.
Oh, dexterity modifier is -1, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Playing hard with
Your AC currently is 9.
What?
Does hit. because you're just really
Why am I so naturally weak?
well. Your normally you add your dexterity as like your ability to get away out of the way of shots, but because you're so not dexterous and not nimble or lithe, you're just like hulking like a paladin of brute strength. You can't. You're like ugh, trying to get out of the way of a shot. You just lean into it to get a battle axe to the face.
That makes sense.
That just means more cardio. I'm happy
true.
to show you sometime if you want.
You take 10 points of slashing damage as this battle axe collides with your unprotected, unarmored shoulder. And he just pushes you off of his battle axe and points at where the dungeon was, where you broke out. He goes, "Get back in there, or I'll do worse to you."
Okay, that's Liam that did that? Is that?
That's Liam. Yes, sure. Liam.
Remember your name, Liam.
It's not my name.
I don't care.
Also, in game, you don't even know I'm called Liam. Mike, you're up.
With the OG dorm lady.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've just moved into her original spot. How
Correct.
far is she blown away from the wind?
She's probably about 20 feet away from you currently, down the hallway.
Can I see any rope near me?
Roll an investigation check for me, please.
7.
You look around desperately in the corners of the room, a barrel. You look up into the oculus. You can't see anything that resembles a rope.
We're doing really badly in this episode. I want to. Was that my action?
No. You said you're
Good.
like glancing around the room is not an action, though.
Okay, cool. I want to use. I know it's a bonus action, so I want to sort of shout to OG lady to come with me. Can I use that as my action going towards her?
You can use it as a movement if you want to walk towards her.
Movement towards her.
Yeah.
I want to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
I don't want to get caught in the wind, so I'm still holding the. I'm not going to use the sword because she'll cut her hands.
Yeah.
But I want to use the branding iron so that she can grab hold of it, and I can hopefully help pull her out of the wind.
Okie dokie. The spell allows you to move at an incredible pace and cast a spell as a bonus action. Take the dash action. Cool. Yeah. So as a bonus action, you cast that. You can now take the dash action without having to expend that, and you can. Normally, this wind would cause you to have to spend 1 movement point for every 2 that you move, or 2 for every 1, so you can move at half speed. But Expeditious Retreat negates this, and you go over there and you proffer the branding iron towards her. Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
14. Bless you.
Thank you. 14. Let's have a look on her insight. Okay. She grabs hold. She looks at the wind. She looks at the. Well, she doesn't look at the wind. Nobody can do that. She doesn't have a wind sight. But she does look at the branding iron and then looks at her fellows and then just grabs hold. Like almost like predator handshakes you, like grabs onto your forearm and part of the branding iron and allows you to pull her. Yeah. Allows you to pull her out of the wind tunnel. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. Done.
Cool.
So that was Mike's go. We're on to Aya. Back up to Aya.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith so that I'm not a weird, weak underling now.
AC 9.
And then I'm just going to try and cast Lightning Lure again because I don't have any weapons. So.
Okay. On whom?
On Liam.
On Liam. Okay. Roll to... No. Strength saving throw. 16 to beat. He fails. You lightning lure him. He wasn't expecting that.
If he is now within 5 feet of me, he takes 2d8 lightning damage.
Roll your damage for Liam.
Okay. Work out which one of the 8 is.
Damn it, it's not even his name.
Accept it then.
All these cool names.
Just give up making
I don't know why you bother anyway.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll find him.
Awesome. Maybe I won't.
No, please do.
13.
13. Wow, that's a substantial amount of
Yeah.
damage. Well,
8 and
well
a 5.
rolled.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you just kind of taser him as he's standing in front of you. So you put the shield up, it glimmers. He's distracted momentarily, and you just wrap this like Wonder Woman style lasso of truth around his like torso and start electrifying him. He
Nice.
starts dancing around.
Nice.
Yeah, not for him. Right, it's Relentless's go. She's going to carry on choking that damn fool, which she does successfully, doing more damage to him.
Choked out.
He's still going strong, surprisingly. That's it. Parter.
I'm confusing myself, and I'm dropping in and out of character when I'm doing it. So it's my excuse for not being able to keep the accent up. I'm gonna still try because obviously, hang on, get my brain in gear. True strike. I pointed at Liam, so I'm gonna follow through with that, knowing that I can be the only one. But I'm gonna play up and talk as though I'm pointing to Aya.
Okay.
Be like, oh no, I've forgotten I can't do the accent.
Again, think of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, you wee lassie, stop being so nasty. That's
What are you doing?
That's a really bad accent. I'm gonna throw the cocktail spear that I've got.
Yeah, the 6-foot javelin.
But I'm gonna go for whatever hand is holding the axe.
Okay.
So I want it to miss. Please miss. I'm gonna miss Aya, and then I'm gonna go straight for his hand.
Okay, cool. Right, roll to hit.
What is it? Roll with advantage, though. Yeah.
No. Why?
True strike.
Oh, true strike. Of course, yes. Roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Are you aiming for Aya?
No, he's direct. He's making everyone think he's aiming.
I'm acting.
I thought that. I believed you're acting.
There you go. That's your performance
Accent,
check.
right?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Really bad.
Rolled a 17.
17 it will hit. So do your 1d6 plus your strength modifier.
1d6.
This is on Liam.
7. Yep.
7. Nice.
7.
Yeah, he takes 7 points as this spear comes out of nowhere and just sticks into his ribs next to you, Aya, as you're like electrifying him. And spear just appears in his side.
Oh no!
Gushing
Didn't
blood.
mean to do that.
Wink. Of course not. Chad.
That's such a bad accent. I'm really sorry.
It's no worse than mine.
I totally forgot that I was supposed to be writing a rhyme, so I just started writing it, and then it was my turn. Can I ask, doesn't Pip have a way to teleport?
She does have a teleportation scroll, yes.
And join and put things to sleep?
She needs to know where you are.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
What about the box? Still got the box.
Well,
She's
I can't cast the box because I don't have my dumbbells. Dumbbells.
Everyone talk
No.
to Pip in your mind.
I'm like,
It's a good thing I don't have my arm blades on.
It is.
Okay,
You'd
never
stabbed
mind.
yourself with the arm blade.
Okay.
Why does this hurt so much?
Okay. Well, now I remember why she can't join us.
but if you could figure out how to get your dumbbells and get me to you, then.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm suddenly renewed with more encouragement to kill all of these golems and get my dumbbell back and tell Pip where we are.
Oh, golems.
The tiny little Goliaths. Tiny little.
And there's only 2 of them. The rest of them are dwarves.
Well, I'm still gonna shoot them with my crossbow, or at least attempt to. So here I go again, but instead of Ed doesn't seem like as much of a dick as this Liam guy. Liam seems like a real piece of shit. So I'm gonna shoot.
Okay, you gotta refocus on Liam.
I spent that whole time, and now I'm like, you know what? And I rolled a 14.
14. Right, 14 is... Oh, hold on. Let me have a look.
Yeah. Here it comes, Liam.
It's close enough, I'm going to have to look it up.
Shit.
AC. They are called these. Here you go. Yep, that's enough. 13,
Yes.
AC 13. So roll a d4, first of all.
Okay. Oops. 4.
Instead of one bolt coming out, 4 bolts, like a machine gun, come out of these and just goes, and they all
Figured
hit.
it out. Woohoo.
Roll 4d10.
Holy
Is that noise you
shit.
make? Is that
You
noise you make?
redeemed yourself. Chad.
Finally, it just took me 3 turns. I got an 8. I got another 8. I got a 4, and I got a 10. So that would be
30
35.
plus, plus, well, 4 lots of 5.
Oh,
20.
plus 20.
So 50.
Bye, Liam.
50 points of damage.
Can it make that
you-
noise, though? Can it just go... It fires?
No. No, cannot.
That's where Tim draws the line. All the other
Absolutely
bullshit he's been through, he's been like, all right, fine.
This is
That
not a
one, no.
scatological crossbow that you're firing. You just shred Liam, like in front of Aya. Like it just gets perforated with these like high speed, glowing magical green bolts that just pierce through him and just blow out the opposite side. Just chunks of viscera like, paint itself across the walls of the oculus as he just gets like pushed. The force of the impact just takes him away from Aya, kind of like Aya ends up like semi choking him with this lightning lure that she's still got on him as like his body just tears in half.
I'm
I'll be honest,
assuming-
as a spectator, I was really starting to root for Liam.
Really?
Hey,
Well, I
all the time
got
and
bad
parcel,
news
that's now
for
you're
you.
right.
Liam
Yeah,
did.
I'm gonna
Uh,
summon something to eat him in a minute. So.
I assume that all Aya hears is
She does not hear that. No.
canon. It's canon. It happens.
Absolutely. No, you can't just do
There's the T-shirt.
that.
Salt in my ears.
If you can spell that on a t-shirt, then you can have it.
I'll figure it out.
You're the one that's gonna have to do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God
fine.
damn it. Okay, cool. You've redeemed yourself somewhat. And with the shredding of Liam, that's not even his goddamn
The
name.
shredding of Liam. Should we call this episode that?
The spin-off
Maybe the episode.
noir film.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
fine, I'll
that's
change the
Liam.
title and name. Goddamn.
Shredding of Liam.
R.I.P.
I want this to be a franchise. Liam Strikes Back.
Okay, the shredding of Liam has now changed. Okay, fine. And with that, the rest of the the other Goliath and the rest of the dwarfs all stop. Like halt. They put their hands up and stop fighting, and try and calm everything down.
Yeah,
The
now
original dwarf comes over and goes, "Hey, all right. You know you're wanting to escape there. We've got you cornered. I think the best thing we can do now is just talk it out. You.
You could have started with that.
Well, I didn't know you had access to the ram's head crossbow. Just change things slightly."
Let's make you more reasonable.
So, Mike, do you acquiesce? Do you you've pulled her out of the
Yeah.
and she's saying this to everybody? Do you want to do anything actively?
She's the one that's saying all of this.
Correct.
Yeah,
OG.
OG. I stand next to her and put my arm around her shoulders.
I thought you were
And
just gonna stand next to her and just like mimic what she's doing, but in a really like
I was going
passive aggressive
to.
way. Meh.
No, no.
Let's all get along.
I put my arm around her shoulders and I go, "Aye."
Hey. Okay. Aya. What's up?
I am not going to make any moves to hurt them, but they did kill our spider before we laid a hand on them. So
You have shredded Liam.
yeah, well maybe we're even.
After.
True. In response, in retaliation, they killed your horse, so you murdered one of them.
He was more than a horse. He had way more legs.
Equivalent to 2 horses then. So Regina Doesn't let the wind tunnel dissipate completely, but lowers it down to a point where you can all have a conversation, but she's still maintaining it because you can maintain it for an hour. So she doesn't want to quite let it go. The other pirates surround her in a defensive position, but don't make any aggressive moves. One of them, though, does skitter over, the one that you don't know the name of, not Krusty, does skitter over to Liam's corpse and picks up the battle axe and skitters back, stands next to Regina. Relentless just chokes the other Goliath out, doesn't stop, just carries on choking him. and then releases her claw. Just gives him a little and then backs off.
She's a scary woman.
And then just like holds up her clawed arm. Parter.
I'm going to drop my disguise.
Okay, the 6'6", 6'6" dwarf turns into a 7'3" lanky furbolg.
Bet you didn't expect that, did you? It's me, Potter. I want to ask him straight off where our goods are. Just say, like, we want to know where our things are.
Yeah, well, we're not going to tell you where we've got all your weapons and gear until we know why you're here.
We've got
We
no
want to know why we're
idea.
here.
We've got no idea why you were here.
I see us out.
Yeah.
We've woken up here. Where did you find us?
Are you
Chat-
Irish?
I don't know.
I don't know. Don't know,
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Frodo.
Oh no, Mr. Frodo.
So before we completely settle into a negotiation, Chad, what are you doing? You're the last on the...
I'm gonna fire one at the ceiling to calm the room down. Now that everybody's
shit,
already
you can
calm.
roll,
Shoot
a
me in the
D,
mouth.
roll, a D, well, roll a D20 first of all.
Oh, dude.
Gonna bring it down on us.
Now I roll good. I got an 18, 23.
Yeah, you shot the shit out of the ceiling. Roll a D4.
Goddamn right I did.
Ellie, do you remember when you tried to take the jewel and the entire building fell down?
No, I don't remember that.
1. Yeah, you just fire one crossbow bolt into the ceiling. Pop.
All right.
Anything happened?
Cool your socks.
Everybody cool the fuck out.
Yeah.
We're now out of initiative and into negotiation, which I think is a good time to just switch over to Pip.
I think it's about time.
Wagwan, Pip. Wagwan.
So I was left with go see Professor Spine,
Correct.
who I know to be dead because I
Also correct.
abandoned her to die. So
Yep.
I'm going to go to the next best option, which is her assistant, whatever his name is.
Teffus Darkplace.
There we go.
Yeah, back in the UMA.
Yeah.
So the question is, you still have the oversized researcher's robe. Is that what you'd like to use to sneak back into the UMA with?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, yes.
Groovy. You know where it's also signposted towards where the divination wing of the UMA is, and as you're dressed in this big robe, and it's the morning time, no one's really paying you much attention. There's just a whole bunch of students milling around getting to the first class of the day. You shuffle your way down into the wing that's got divination in it. You see on the I don't know if you remember, but you barged into her teaching class originally. That same door where she was teaching classes before has a notice outside it hanging up on a chalkboard
Is it just
saying all divination classes currently cancelled.
not RIP?
No,
P.
not
Spine.
no. It doesn't specifically say. You've not heard tell anyone mentioning that Professor Spine is dead. The only reason that you know, or at least you suspect, because you didn't even see the body,
That's true.
you just assume that she's dead.
That's true. I'm gonna head past the classroom and just go to where I know her office was.
Yep. Her office, the door is currently closed, but it does have her name written above it.
Good. On the door.
You knock. A couple of seconds go by, and then you hear a voice from inside, like quite meek, go, "Hello?" And then a yawn.
Teffus?
Yes.
Can
Can I help you? Sure.
I go in slowly to make sure that there's like no one else in the room.
Cool. As you open it up, it's very similar decked as it was before. So there's all rich plush fabrics draped across the ceiling, across the walls. There's the familiar ornate round table at the back. There's a whole myriad of shelves and vestibules that contain who knows what. Like knickknacks, gordabs, pling-plows, all that kind of stuff.
My favourite thing.
And you see Teffus sitting at the chair at the table, looking sallow.
Sallow.
Yeah, like downbeat, downtrodden, and also like pasty. Like he hasn't slept for a while.
I take it you've heard about Professor Spine.
Close the door.
Okay.
Okay, and as you close the door, he goes, "What have you heard about her?"
I don't know, what have you heard about her?
No, what have you? No, it's no time to be as jovial as this. No, but really, what have you heard about her?
Well, I heard that she hasn't returned in a while, and I can only assume the worst with everything that's going on.
What's everything that's going on?
You know, the explosion and like the missing people. We talked about this, Thaddeus. Come on.
My name's Teffus.
Yeah, I listen. Lots of people have gone missing. I don't know who I'm talking to anymore.
Oh, I don't know anything about explosion.
The explosion in town. Anyway, that's not important. What have you heard about Professor Spine?
Remind me of who you are again.
Do I think he's just confused, or do I think that he's not?
His personality was very, like, absent-minded the first time we saw him. He was kind of like a bit spaced out.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem like he's changed much.
As he's literally my last option, I'm just going to be honest with him. And I'm going to say, do you remember we came? I was with my friends the past few days ago. We helped.
Oh, no, yeah.
So you do remember who I am?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember you. Yeah.
Okay. So what have you heard about Professor Spine?
Well, she hasn't been back for a couple of days. We don't know where she is.
Can I do an insight check, please?
Yeah, sure.
Why did he ask who I am and then say he knows me?
Because he is very, like, he's very scatty-brained.
I got
He
a
tricked
19.
you.
You got what, sorry?
I got a 19 on insight.
No, 19. Yes, you think that what you're saying is true. That they have heard that she's missing for a few days, but you think that he knows more details than what he's letting on. Like he is keeping the details under wraps currently.
Okay. So, Teffus, I'm going to ask you now, and as someone who's helped me in the past, I'm going to hope that you will help me again. Why are you not telling me the truth?
No, I am. I'm telling you a truth.
You're not telling me all the truth, though.
But nothing but the truth.
But tell me all the truth.
Kind of
I'll
like,
tell you
kind
all
of
about my new
deflates.
horse clip clop if you tell me the truth.
All about what now?
My new horse clip clop.
I don't really. Me and horses, you know, not really that. That's not my bag.
That's my only bargaining tool.
But you've got a trustworthy face, and I'll tell you. Yeah. So apparently, what we've heard. I mean, I don't know because I'm not a professor or anything. I'm just an assistant. But they had to tell me something. Apparently, Professor Spine got into a fight outside one of the taverns a couple of nights ago. She was jumped. She put up a good fight. I mean, she's a very high-level mage. So they would have to have been like pretty beefy people that like laid into her. But she gave as good as she got. Killed like most of them, but she died. She was killed.
Who told you this?
Oh, it was the Dean Bartis Hoffmeyer told me this.
Dean Bartis.
Yeah. I did offer to like take over the classes because I kind of know like a lot of the stuff, but they were like, Teffus, do you really want to do that? And I was like, yeah, I could probably do that.
If he
Uh,
can't,
Who's teaching them now?
And the classes are cancelled until they can figure out like if they can hire someone else in or like promote me. Not sure really. I'm just kind of hanging out here at the moment.
That makes sense. I'm glad that you feel safe here. I have one last thing to ask you.
Cool.
And I'm going to pull out the scroll
Mhm.
and just say, remember my friends that I was with?
Yeah. No, totes. There was like 4 of them.
There's 4, like a tall guy,
Hmm.
and like a really buff girl, and then like
Yeah.
a slightly less buff lizard.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
I need to find them. I need to get back to them, and I have this transportation spell.
Oh,
I've
sweet.
written it to help me.
That's pretty fucking sick, man.
I know, right? not as cool
Oh.
as my horse Flipkart, but you don't care about him, so fine.
I mean, no. I mean, I've had bad experiences with horses in the past. They're, like totally like they're not on my same wavelength really.
No, I don't think many people are.
That's fair. I heard that a lot.
Do you think you can help me?
Yeah. Sorry. What do you want?
Okay. We're gonna stay on one train of thought.
Cool.
This
That
scroll
helps.
will help me get back to my friends,
Groovy. Got it.
and I need you to help me
Mhm.
because I can't do magic.
Oh, yeah. Where are you gonna go?
I that's the thing. I don't know where they are.
Oh, that spell won't help you if you don't know where they are.
How do I find them? Can you help me find them?
Probably. Yeah. What do you? Let me have a look.
Thanks.
And he
As he goes to look, I just bang my head against a wall.
he reaches into he's got like a leather messenger bag, kind of not too dissimilar to yours actually, but it's for like school supplies, books, that kind of stuff. And he pulls out his own like ratty, dog-eared, what looks to be a spell book, and flicks through it like as if he can't even remember his own like spell list. And he goes, yep, cool. So what you're going to need is locate person.
Yep. Sounds
So
good.
So you need to find whomever your friends are, and then you can teleport to them, and I can
Sounds
help
good.
you with that.
Great.
It's a pretty high-level spell, though. So I've only got one of these a day. So, fingers crossed and all that.
Fingers crossed. Is there anything I can do to help you to make sure it goes okay?
Probably not distract me.
Okay.
Just give him some more of whatever he's been smoking.
It'll take like a minute to do, like a hot minute.
I can be silent for a minute. I can do it.
Groovy.
Hot
All right, I
minute.
can do this. So what we'll do is we'll cast this, find out who your friends are, I guess,
Mm.
because I know what they look like, so that's cool. And then I can tell you where they are, and then you can use the teleportation scroll to teleport to them.
Great.
Amazing.
Can I take horses?
Too
with me?
easy.
Sorry, 2 questions and they overlapped. What was it?
Go Annie. Go Annie.
It seems too easy. He seems very high.
I mean, I've been on this search for like 3 days, so I don't think it's been easy for me.
Okay.
Also, the last time we asked this guy to do anything for us,
Yeah,
he failed pretty fucking miserably.
I'm
So,
desperate.
breath.
I have
Be fair.
no other option.
How many episodes have we been apart now?
A lot.
Even if
Yeah.
we just get like one of her legs with us. That's,
Wow.
I don't-
No, I
I
think we
would
need the full thing.
You know, I'll carry legs around my shoulders. I'm good
slapping
with that.
people with it.
Yeah, that's
Hang
fine.
It's
Here's-
true.
It'll just put you to sleep. So,
I'm happy with that.
That'll wear off though as it starts to get mouldy.
Don't talk about my leg going mouldy. Not while I'm in.
You're not with us. You can't hear us.
So randomly, you're just talking about my leg. That's what.
it was an in-character
I've
conversation.
been thinking about Pep's legs. I saw this recipe one.
We're in the middle of a negotiation.
Well, you think it would go really well with lemon tart.
About your leg, not to your leg.
My leg. My leg, my rules.
Cool. Okay. So he's like, okay, right. I need to figure out like because it's better if I use your memory of them than my
Mhm.
memory because I'm not gonna lie, a little bit hazy.
Hmm.
So if I cast like locate creature on you, and then you can think about your friends,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I can
and
do
then
that.
you'll get a good like mental image where they are,
Hmm.
and then we should be good to go. And then you can use the teleport scroll.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing. Cool. So let's go. He starts casting this spell. He needs you to like actively fail the saving throw because you can cast these things on other people, and so you can, as a player, as a character, you can just like say one of you is trying to help the other, but there's a saving throw involved. You can opt to just fail the saving throw voluntarily, like a bit like Zone of Truth. You're just like, yeah, I fail it. I'm happy to answer all this stuff in his, intentionally. Right, and so he starts like probing into your mind for things. And it lasts for about 10 minutes worth of stuff, and you get this mental image of where your friends are. And your friends are currently being held, like you see them in your mind's eye. They're being held by Dean Bartus Hoffmeyer in a dungeon area, like in another like facility of the school, like further
Not
away.
in a mountain.
What? You lied to us.
You mother.
So he's like,
Somebody lied.
so you see
You did.
what? So yeah, so you see that like your friends are being held like against their will by Dean Bartus Hoffmeyer, and like so Teffus can see the same thing as you because he's helping you out with the spell.
Okay.
And as you come out of it, he's like, "Well, that's pretty what?" So Dean's on the holding your. Why? Why is the Dean holding your friends?
Do I know with that spell whether I would see what is actually happening, or do I know whether people can like change it to make me see what they want me to see?
Oh, I see. Roll an Arcana check, and it's going to be quite difficult because it's like quite a high level spell which you've never like heard of before.
Okay, I rolled a 16, and my Arcana is -1, so 15.
So yeah, with a 15, it's just enough. The DC was 15. He didn't cast a locate creature spell on you. He cast a different spell on you, and he is modified. And he is somehow changed your memory because you absolutely see this in your mind. And for like the last 10 minutes, you've had this like quite lengthy conversation with him. So like the last 10 minutes of your memory have been altered by him with the spell that he's just used.
Baloney.
I don't know what to do.
But he doesn't know. He doesn't know that you know.
No, that's fine.
He doesn't know that you know that he knows that.
But I know that he doesn't know
Slap him.
that I know.
Slap him and put him to sleep.
Does
Yeah.
that help?
is he quite close to me? Or no?
Yeah. He's quite like you're just sitting on the opposite side of this round table.
I'm just gonna reach out and clutch his face and be like, "Thank you so much for helping me."
And sleep.
What's your DC? Was it 12 for your?
I can never remember where.
I can never remember either. Oh, it's gonna be super close.
How do
He
I-
rolled an 11.
Oh, grung poison. Yeah, 12.
12. What DC is it? Is it Constitution?
Yeah.
His Constitution's +0.
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, he just falls asleep. Like you just pat him on the side of the face, and he just slips into unconsciousness.
Can you give him an extra slap once he's asleep?
Yeah. I'm like,
Just elbow him in the back of the head. Bam.
Yeah.
this makes things really hard. Do I have rope? I do have rope. Okay, I'm going to tie him up to a chair.
Okay. Roll a survival check to see how well you can tie him up.
And Annie thought this was going to be easy. I don't know why I keep leaning in. My fucking microphone's over here. I'm sorry.
Gonna be easy.
Easy. Oh, sorry.
Well, I am upset because I rolled a 15 and my survival is +7, so it's the best knot I've ever tried
Nice.
in my life.
Yeah. You tie him like very securely to this chair. So he'll wake up in like. It took you about 30 seconds to do it, so he's probably got like 20 seconds, and he'll be awake again.
Has he got anything near him that could help him? Like any weapons or like.
You want to pat him down?
Yeah.
He's got a short sword on him.
I'm going to take that off him.
He's got his spell book.
I'm going to take that off him.
And he's got like several letters in his messenger bag.
I'm going to take all of those off him as well.
Done.
Can I ask a quick question? Sorry, while you're rooting around looking for stuff.
You can.
I was completely caught up in the betrayal of so many things. So did he try to cast a different spell on Pip?
Correct.
Potentially.
But is she aware that he tried to cast a different one?
Yes.
You're completely aware of it?
Yes.
And did he accidentally show you the real
No.
location?
That bit didn't happen, no. He definitely cast this other spell, this modify memory spell on her. So, like, for all intents and purposes, you still have that memory. He has altered your mind. And there's no way of you changing that, but you're just aware that he's altered it. You just don't know what was in place. You don't know what happened in the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
So he's been doing something for the last 10 minutes with you, but you can't remember what it is.
So when she saw us in a dungeon in a part of the school.
That's not true.
That's not true. That's a modified memory.
Oh, okay. I take back what I shouted at you, Tim.
Well, I lied.
I was like, "You've betrayed us! Lied!" Okay, I take it back.
I'm getting flashbacks to being in that bar with that guy with
contrarian.
the truth.
Yeah. You're not.
I
Are you a
wouldn't
robot?
Yes.
Sorry.
So the rainbow boat isn't real?
I've taken everything off of him now that I know that he had, yeah?
Yes. And the letters, by the way, that you find that are in his messenger bag are the letters that you had. So the ones that,
He took them from me.
like the diaries and yeah. So he's like in that 10 minutes, he's somehow convinced you or taken from you,
Okay.
like all of. If he hadn't realised, he would have had of all of those letters and stuff.
Can I check that I've got everything else that I had?
Yeah. You rifle through his messenger bag and you got everything back.
I am going to wait for him to wake up
Mhm.
with my crossbow drawn,
Okay. Groovy.
Prawn.
and I wait.
With a crossbow prawn.
Crossbow prawn.
Yeah.
Like the ram crossbow, but it only
Yeah.
kills-
It only
Oh,
kills
yeah,
one.
that makes sense. Yeah, of course.
Prawn. Terrible for people with fish allergies.
Oh no.
They're deceptively
right.
hard to shoot. Just heads up.
Okay, cool. So we'll do that, and we're just going to skip back momentarily to the rest of the party. So everything's kind of calmed down. There's still this underlying, like, whistle of the wind in the oculus. It's kind of like the place you're in now is like a massive ocarina almost, because you've got the hole in the top. You've got this wind whistling through the tunnels. It's kind of making this low ooh sound.
Which
Get my
song from
pamphlets.
Zelda is playing?
Pardon?
Which song from Zelda is playing?
It's playing the one that I know that's definitely called
It
Horse
goes with the
song.
Triforce thing.
well,
The Triforce necklaces.
sure, that one.
And the horse, clip clop.
Yeah. You know, Link's horse clip clop.
Yeah, you know. Link's horse, clip clop.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody's kind of it's calmed everyone down a little bit. They've grouped together, and then you've all grouped together. But there is this bridge of Mike and this other female dwarf. They're kind of acting as ambassadors between the two groups. Jing-Sing. So if you can all just like put your weapons down, and we'll just escort you back to the dungeon down below and have a nice little
No,
chit chat about
I
your,
don't think that's gonna work.
you know, because you're quite bad people.
I think not.
Well, and then she kind of points at Parter and gestures to Mike, who's next to her. Like, well, you know, these two wearing the necklace and all that.
What? We don't know what this means. I'm going into her accent then. I forgot
You're mocking me,
Oh no!
Mr. Frodo.
Oh no, Mr. Frodo. We got these necklaces when we got attacked. We don't know what these are.
So you're telling us that you got attacked and someone forcibly put necklaces on you?
I can't quite remember.
When we woke up in the cells downstairs, we woke up with these on.
No, when we found you, you're already wearing your necklaces.
Really?
Aye.
I've never seen them before. This
You
is the first time.
appeared here in our facility. You
What are
broke
they?
in. You broke in, but for some reason you all fell asleep.
What?
Made it very easy for us to put you in prison.
We
So
came in
thank you for that. Aye, yeah, you just were all collapsed in a big heap right here in this very room.
Why did you lock us up?
Because you're wearing the horrible
We got-
necklaces of like all the
they
people that have
stole them.
murdered.
They stole them from people that we were attacked by, who stole stuff from us.
Wait,
We
so-
have no idea what they mean.
We saw something shiny, or we thought it was shiny, and then we can't get it off
Why
Well,
would
yeah.
you put these cursed necklaces on?
because it's fancy. It looks
No,
nice.
OG, come on, we're friends now. OG.
Okay,
Did we
she's standing
say
right next to you.
Potter, not you. I'm talking to OG.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
By the way, dearie, my name is not OG. It's Seren. Seren's Shatterforged.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah.
Seren.
Sarah.
I put
Sarah.
my
With the I-N.
backgrounder. Sarah.
And what's your name?
Mike.
Okay.
My name is Mike. Love the look, by the way, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Sorry about the accent.
Oh, wee bit racist, but let it slide for now.
I mean, I apologise profusely. I'm so sorry. A couple of things. When you say your vicinity, where are we?
Oh, you've already been knocked on the noggin. You don't know where you are. You're
No,
at
it's-
the base of the Shatter Mounts.
The base of the Shutter Mountains.
Hey.
And
Alright.
Yep.
Yeah.
and what you said, the people, the cursed necklaces are the who do these belong to? What do these mean?
So, without going, so TDLR, as they say, we've been
Older.
attacked for many hundreds of years by the undead. This is what we do. We kind of keep the undead forces at bay here in one of these locales. But quite recently, we've been overwhelmed not only by these undead forces, but also people brandishing those necklaces and those branding irons.
Are we dead?
I don't think that's
don't-
the puzzle that we were meant to put together.
Well,
I don't want to be dead, Mike.
I don't think we're dead, Potter. Do you have any lemon tart for my friend here? He needs to calm down a bit.
no, we don't really get lemon trees in
It gets worse.
the tundra up here. No, that's more of a tropical fruit.
I've got a bit of pain in my chest.
It's probably that necklace weighing down on you. It's full of fucking evil.
Fucking evil. These,
Get it off.
You're a
These
wee
are-
bit stupid just to put on like people who
Yeah.
attacked you and then you
I have
put their
told them to
necklaces.
stop stealing things in general, but it doesn't seem to sink in.
Well, look, I think there's been a big mistake.
yes.
Yeah, you killing our pet. For a
It
start.
was a fucking large spider you summoned down. We thought you were people had come to kill us. You understand how we could feel because those people wearing those necklaces have come to kill us. We found you
And you-
broken into our facility.
And then you tried to feed us to a octopus, which I
Oh,
can
no,
only imagine why-
that just lives down there. We can't really get rid of it.
Why didn't you ask us any questions? Why did you lock us up?
You were asleep. We couldn't wake you up.
Comedy
Um,
embarrassing.
Anyway, now that we're all friends, when you say we are, Sarah, we're friends now.
Seren, but sure.
That's what I said. When now that
My
we're all friends,
grandmother's name is has a long lineage to it with dwarven names. Seren.
That sounds lovely. I think what we should do is find some ale when you tell us all about your long lineage, and also help us please get our weapons back.
And your friend back.
We'll give you your clothes, but until we clear up, make sure you're not double agents come to murder us in our sleep, and maybe you can not steal our very expensive and one of a kind repeating crossbow. Maybe hand that back as a show of good faith that you've stolen from us. We'll sit down and have a.
I'll tell you what. If I can have my dumbbell and just think on it for a little bit, then we can have a conversation.
Roll a deception check for me, please.
Roll well. Oh no.
7.
I don't think you'll be needing your weights just for a chat. No, I'll put the very dangerous magical item down. We'll talk it out.
What if we trade what if we volunteer the ram's head thing back in exchange for our own belongings which you've stolen from us?
Well, you understand that should your story prove to be true, and you're not, assassins come to murder us in our sleep at night, we'll of course return all of your effects to you. But until we establish that, understand that we don't really want to give you weapons that you could kill us with until we've had a conversation.
If we think that you're continuing to keep our weapons from us, we might not want to keep you alive.
Well, then that is a problem. That maybe we shouldn't have a conversation and kill you right here. There are more of us in this building, not just the ones you see. And we do have weapons.
Let's have a conversation in this room right now. Everybody holds on to what they have. And we'll negotiate.
She looks over to the rest of them. Ed is obviously visibly distraught. That he's kind of like holding
Liam.
one half of Liam that you've shredded.
I feel like we should move Liam out of the room in order to have a normal
It's just he just like very thinly connecting his legs to his torso with just some internal organs of nondescript and unfathomable origin.
Can Relentless just gust the rest of Liam out of the room so we all forget about him, please?
Regina, but yeah, sure.
Oh, Regina, yes, right.
She could vacuum the place up if you wish. Is that something you'd like to tell her to do?
No, Ed
Not
and
out
Liam
loud.
were going to get married. You can't just vacuum him up.
Did you write fanfic in the last 20 minutes?
And what would convince you that we aren't assassins sent in the night?
Oh, well, I'm glad you raised that point, because we have in our midst, we are, of course, a bunch of clerics that live here, and they're berserker barbarian protectors. So, we have a Renovan, Runebasher, where you can come down here and cast Zone of Truth.
I've got Zone of Truth.
All right.
Do it
I've
for
got
me.
nothing to hide.
Okay, well, I'll get one of these guards off there to go and get Renovan.
Renovan?
Get a Renault van
Rent-a-van?
to just come chugging in.
Hey, a dwarf and a cart.
We're not getting any van.
No, his name is Renovan. Howard,
Why would you name him that?
I didn't look.
You called him
Like
Rent-a-Man.
I don't say anything out loud when I type it down. One of the crossbowmen sort of reticently retreats into the darkness of the tunnel, comes back a while later with someone that isn't brandishing weapons but does look like he is a spellcaster. He's got like this ginger and white beard, like peppered beard. It looks quite old, especially for a dwarf, ruddy in appearance. And he stalks over to you. Goes, "Aye, are these the ones that we want me to cast Zone of Truth on?" And Sarah nods. Goes, "Yeah, aye. As long as you're all cluster together, we can cast Zone of Truth. You have to fail it, and if you don't, if you try and keep anything back or try and not say you failed it and haven't resisted it, we'll know. So you're all happy to gather together?
I am. I am reluctant to give up this goat-killing crossbow, so I'd like to strike a deal.
Okay. Well, for the moment, they have, in lieu of you handing everything back over and going somewhere else and them giving you your clothes, you've negotiated an alternative, which is hash it out right here, right now. If things don't go to their liking, sounds like the battle will recommence.
Okay.
So they're allowing you to keep hold of the crossbow for now, at least.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's good to clear up.
Okay.
So you're going to cluster together? Regina and Relentless are like reticent to step in the zone of truth, and they refuse.
We don't really know them. We just met them.
We can't tell them what to do.
Yeah, I think we seem to be speaking for the group, so I'm going to allow you to undergo the zone of truth without them. So they're going to, but Krusty, the other vampire, other vampire? Why did I say vampire? Pirates.
Vampires.
There wasn't a slip of any kind. I don't know why I said vampire. That came out of absolutely nowhere.
Vampire cleric alliance.
Indeed, must be. But oh god, what's his name? Your friend Annie.
Gentlecar.
Gentlecar, yes.
Gentlecar,
Relentless, Regina.
Gentlecar and Renault Van.
Over. Liam and Ed. They decide not to come to the Zone of Truth. Everybody else does. The cleric, he casts Zone of Truth on you all. Do you all voluntarily fail it?
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Not like I lie anyway.
Annie,
Sure.
you happy? Yeah, to fail it? Cool. So all of you that are in there, including Krusty and the other pirate that you don't know his name of, he's not a vampire, he's indeed a pirate. Has always been a pirate and never will be a vampire. In fact, he just step into the light from the oculus just to make doubly sure, for absolutely no reason at all, that he is not a vampire. So Renovan has to ask you the questions, but he's being fed lines by Seren. So for the interest of clarity, I'll just be Seren, and he'll just going through Renovan. So, did you all come here to kill the House of Sin?
No.
We can promise you we know nothing about what that means.
Okay. Are you members of this secret cult that identifies themselves with this particular symbol? And she holds up the branding line that's got the 3 triangles on it.
Believe it or not, no.
You're stupid enough to steal them.
Do you, if we are to let you go and are satisfied that you're not here to murder us, are you going to try and exact revenge for us murdering your Spider-Man?
No.
Are you being truthful? Because Zone of Truth, you have to tell the truth, or you can refuse to answer. So, okay. So, the Zone of Truth, you have to actively tell the truth, or you can avoid answering altogether. But you can't actively tell a lie.
The spider thing is that Liam paid for the spider death, so okay. I'm cool with it.
Blood for blood. So, if you're not part of this, group that's been accosting us, who are you?
It's a really deep question.
Can we do our superhero poses and just say
We
are the good boys.
The friendly boys.
Friendly good boys.
The good and friendly boys.
The Blackmire bastards, kickball champions.
Yeah, well, surprisingly, I believe you. So, if we return your effects to you, are you going to give us our relic back?
Dad,
And then she gestures towards the heavy crossbow.
can we loan it?
Yes, but if we can agree that we're friends after this, I would like to discuss with you how we can make another one of these or something similar along these lines that kills more than just goats and Liam.
Oh, and Ed just gives you a shit stare when you just like.
I'm completely oblivious. I don't care for Ed.
He's mourning a lover. Have some grace.
You better publish this fanfic after this episode.
Can you also tell us how to? You say you've been killing the undead. Are people wearing these? Can you tell us also how to kill the undead?
Well, it's not the undead that I've been wearing this. No, we've been fighting the undead for decades, if not centuries. At this point, it's a new group that's come about who aren't undead but have been brandishing this symbol only in the last few years. And they've seemed to have teamed up, or at least have the same motivations as the undead, i.e. killing us.
Why did I see you making it in the forge?
Oh no, what you saw, but you didn't roll high enough on your perception check, was that I was in fact melting them down and destroying them.
Just
Classic misconception.
perception, eh? Yeah.
Yay. Misperception. If you roll a bit higher, you'd have known that they were melting them down, not creating them.
Are you able to help us get these off?
Well, technically, yeah, we could help you get them off. You're probably not going to like how it happens, though.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more.
The only way we've been able to remove these from people is when they've been dead.
Oh, no.
Did?
No, I'm not. Did.
Did.
Uh,
Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. What did you maybe do? So, I think we're all friends here now. I think maybe we can dispel the zone of truth and get your equipment back.
And some ale.
Aye, well, I'm a wee bit parched all this talking.
Does that mean, Chad, you're going to be able to do the box thing? Sweet.
I know. It only took.
Finally, I need to remember what that spell was, so I don't.
You just do the
Ruin it.
Vogue dance.
I just do the what?
The Vogue dance.
Vogue. Box it.
Is that it?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one. And then cast a spell. So they Ed comes over and proffers a giant paw, his hand, and in a gesture for you to give the relic back.
I'm gonna high five him with one and slap the crossbow on the other.
Okay. He just snatches it from you, grunts, slings it over his shoulder. So now, if you can all follow me, we'll get you dressed.
That was so weird.
That was weird.
That was the octopus from
It's like that.
downstairs.
It's like that
Did you
weird
guys see that
tentacle.
Reference. Little Oscar.
Oh. So they lead you out of here, and they lead you up, and you get to like a living area. And in one of them there is like a storeroom. Inside the storeroom is all of your personal effects, which they let you just go in and raid and like re-equip yourselves. There is more than just your stuff here, but they just kind of just open the door. Two people stand guard either side of the doorway, but they let you re-equip yourselves. It seems like everything's here.
Can I take some more?
Yeah, roll a sleight of hand check because they're guarding the door. They're not that because they can't all fit in.
16.
16. Yeah, you pocket a few other bits and pieces that don't belong to you.
Why
Can I
must
do-
we always immediately steal from our friends?
They're not our friends. Can I do a quick test of our gear to make sure that it's not forged?
Sure. What do you
Forged
test?
in the forgery?
What are you most attuned to? Would you say? So you've got things on your person like the thunderstruck longsword, or you got the pearl of power that you've stored a spell in. You got your Wand of the Swole Mage.
Yeah, the wand is definitely
Arm
one of
blades.
us swollen.
Okay. Why don't you roll an Arcana check to determine
Okay.
is this your actual dumbbell wand, or is this a fake?
I rolled a 9.
9. You're like, yeah, this feels right.
I don't trust myself at all.
Correct. This is 100% my wand. Job done.
Okay.
You dust your hands off.
Okay.
And once you've re-equipped yourselves, as long as no one else is actively trying to steal anything else,
Is there any booze?
no, it's just a storeroom for equipment.
Okay, I take my stuff.
The leg and the 2 pails of water are not here, by the way. I think that went a while ago. Oh, no, the 2 pails of water. It's 2 pails of rum. So they lead you to the a little bit further down the corridor. It opens out into a big mess hall, and they sit you down at the table. They feed and water you and start talking to you about what they can offer you. Meanwhile, Pip, you and Teffus.
Yeah, is he woken up yet?
Yes, he starts groggily coming back. He's like all just bound to the chair, like his head's like lolling from one side to the other. He lazily opens his eyes, and then tries to get up, and just grunts. Like, oh, I can't. What the hell? And he looks up at you like you're pointing a crossbow at his face. Because I think I passed out. What's going on?
I know what you did.
You might have to be a bit more specific.
I shoot him in the shoulder.
Fuck. Roll to hit with advantage.
Had a long day.
Yeah.
Don't kill him.
Bite his shoulder.
Off.
Off.
I got a 12 plus. Wait, no.
Yeah, 12 is fine. He's not.
2? Nothing.
Yeah. So roll your damage for the. Is it light crossbow?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. There's a D8, I think.
D8. Which one is a D8? Is that a D8? No. No.
It is.
Is that one a D8?
This one.
Oh wait.
No, it's one a little bit smaller than that one.
That one.
That's the one.
Okay. It's plus 5.
Cool.
6 plus 5.
So 11. You do 11 points of damage to Teffus. It's like, what the hell?
Shut up and tell me why you just did that to me. I just wait. Do you want me to shoot you again? Do you have another shoulder?
I was told by the dean that if anyone came round asking about Professor Spine, that I should do that and make them think that Professor Spine's not around and stop asking questions and digging into his own personal business.
But that's not what you did. I asked you where my friends were, and you told me they were tied up in a basement.
Yeah, to try and get you out of here.
You could have just told me to leave.
Yeah, but I was the dean told. Well, he tries to do that, but he can't. Yeah, but the dean told me to like modify someone's memory, make them forget that they were here, and send them off somewhere else.
Can I do an insight check?
You can.
I thought he was my friend, and I feel really betrayed.
Now, who are you going to play hacky sack with?
7 plus 4.
11. It's still enough. He rolled very poorly on his deception check. He is lying through his teeth.
I shoot his other shoulder.
Whoa!
Roll to hit with advantage.
Pip.
6.
Yep.
Plus, I can't. What do I plus it to?
Oh, your to hit modifier.
Then
You roll with advantage. You can roll twice, take the highest one. But you're adding it to. I don't think you have a crossbow. You got a longbow though, so you can stand.
Longbow.
Yeah, plus 10.
Okay.
So that's enough. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So do 1d8 plus 5 damage with your longbow. Like
8 plus
13. So he's taken 24 points damage so far. Yeah, this one just goes whoomp and just pins the other shoulder like to the chair, goes all the way through. And he just coughs up a whole bunch of blood, like goes down his shirt. He's like,
Yeah.
fine. But it doesn't matter, because you're dead, and your friends are going to be dead soon. Kill me.
I'm not dead.
Look, they already killed Professor Spine, and she's way more powerful than you are. You're here all by yourself. I doubt very much you'll even make it out of this university alive.
You don't know.
And he's
what I'm
become
doing.
quite like the timbre of his voice and the way he's phrasing sentences have become a lot more sharp and clearer now.
He's not high anymore.
I'm like, fine, okay.
And then
If I'm dead, it doesn't matter. Tell me the truth.
Well, what do you want to know?
What's going on here?
Look, you've been snooping around and digging into our business. We don't want it. We don't like it. And you'll be dead before you get out of this university.
Why is Thaddeus buried underneath the research facility?
They were digging into things they shouldn't have been digging in.
And who are you working with to stop them?
I'm not going to tell you that. I'll die
Why?
I'll die before I give up my boss.
Do you want me to shoot your leg?
Go for it. I mean, I really don't want you to, but I'm not going to tell you who I'm working for.
Who is Dick?
Tell me who you're working for, and I won't shoot you again.
There are things. If you shoot me and kill me, I'll die. There are things that they can do that extend beyond death, and that's what I really fear.
I mean, you're a wise man, but what are you going to lose if I'm going to die before I get out of this? But anyway, isn't there one thing that you want to say before I go?
They're definitely watching us right now.
So what have you got to say?
Well, I'm not going to dob them in because they'll, I don't want to end up in eternal torment. So that's it. Lip sealed.
Fine. Torment for right now then, and I shoot him in the leg.
Bring him with you.
No.
Just roll another d8 plus 5. I mean, he's tied to a chair. You're not going to miss, really.
8 again.
So another 13. Yeah. So yeah, you shoot him in it goes horizontally. Diagonally into his thigh. So half of it just goes all the way through, and this sticks out the underside of his thigh, pinning it to the seat of the chair. And he starts all the colour starts draining out of his face. You think he's probably going to bleed out soon.
I'm acting real badass, but I'm trying not to throw up.
Just a cheek slap.
Never killed a man in this way before.
Just tied him to a chair and shot him to death with a longbow.
Torture.
It's been a long day, I told you. Right. One last thing, or I'm gone. Anything?
Go!
Anything before you
Go!
die? One last word? What do you want to be remembered for?
And he's going to try and tip the chair over. Why don't you roll initiative to see what happens first? Oh.
I rolled an 8 plus 5.
So he rolls plus 3, 23. So yeah, he's going to do a strength check. Try and tip the thing over. He starts trying to rock the chair back and forward, but he looks so woozy, it's not really doing anything. He's obviously trying to break free. What do you do?
I say, all right, bye then.
Okay.
And I shoot him again.
D8 plus 5.
6 plus 5.
You just plug him in the center of the chest, and he vomits one last final gout of blood over the front of his tunic, gurgles, and then slumps dead in the chair. And then the last of his breath just goes.
I'm like, ugh. And then I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace on myself and just run as fast as I can.
Yes, I think we'll end the episode there.
That was cool.
So I would like to thank my players, Ellie, Josh, Annie. So I'm trying to visualize in my mind where you're all sitting, not live by looking at this. So Ellie, Josh, Annie, Khalil, and Alice. You'd like to plug your social media? Now's an amazing time to do so.
At Ellie Bav.
At MCM Josh.
At Annie_squirrel.
Sam Peters on YouTube gave me this one at Chat Intentions.
Nice.
That's actually one of the best ones you've had so far.
That's really good.
They're getting better now that other people are writing them.
Hey.
Wow.
At ALUC Way.
And I'm at MCM_Tim. Remember, if you don't know what to do, stay home, stay safe.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hair.
Two people.
Wash your hair.
Wash your